Pag-aralan ng wasto, panatiling sariwang hangin. Sundin
Ano po ang duties and responsibilities ng isang accredited pollution control officer? Ang basis natin ay ang Section 10 ng DAO 2014-02 entitled Revised Guidelines for PCO Accreditation. Ang Section 10 ng DAO 2014-02 provides the specific duties and responsibilities. Actually, pagka titingnan mo ang Section 10, Duties and Responsibilities of Accredited PCO. Pag tiningnan mo ang Section 8 ng Department Order, Accreditation of PCOs, once approved, I read here, for approved applications, referring doon sa application for accreditation, the regional director shall issue the certificate of accreditation containing, among others, ito na, the responsibilities and accountabilities of the PCO and the managing head of establishments. So kapag pinag-usapan ang duties, kaakibat nito ay ang accountabilities din. Kung bubuksan natin ang Section 10 na ito sa pinakadulo, sinasabi dito, the PCO and the managing head shall be held jointly and severally liable for any violation of PD 1586, RA 6969, RA 8749, RA 9003, RA 9275, their respective IRRs, and other pertinent rules and regulations committed by the establishment. So itong 21 items na ito are the duties and responsibilities of the PCO and the managing head. So ano ang mga duties and responsibilities ng isang accredited PCO? One, together with the managing head, ensure compliance with the requirements of major environmental laws. Kung merong batas, pangkalikasan, kailangang siguruhin ng isang PCO kasama ng kanyang managing head ang compliance, 100% compliance sa mga requirements ng batas pangkalikasan. Number 2, meron tayong identify significant environmental aspects and impacts. Ang mga PCO ay mayroong periodic inspection sa sa mga facilities, sa kanyang operation, sa kanyang mga activities, nagkakaroon ng inspection. Pag-identify ng mga activities na maaaring magkaroon ng impact sa environment. At kung meron na ma-identify na activities, especially activities na hindi nakasulat doon sa environmental management plan. So, kailangan niyang i-update ang environmental management plan, ma-incorporate yung mga na-identify niyang mga activities, and part ng how to manage these activities, yung recommendation ng possible mitigating measures. So, kailangan niya ng gawin ng isang PCO. Number 3, attend to all permitting requirements. Attend to all registration requirements. Nandyan yung mga iba't ibang klase ng permits, gaya ng mag-a-apply ka ng permit to operate, discharge permit. Nandyan din yung registration as a hazardous waste generator. Lahat ng ito ay duty ng isang accredited PCO. Number 4, ensure the proper performance, operation, and maintenance of environmental management facilities or systems of the establishment. Ang ating mga wastewater treatment facilities, air pollution control devices, storage areas, segregation or management facilities like MRF, landfills, composting facilities, at mga environmental monitoring devices. Sinisiguro ng isang PCO ang proper performance, normal operation, and maintenance. Number 5, kailangan mayroon karampatang permit to transport. Each transport is covered by a hazardous waste manifest. Ito yung situation na magdi-dispose ka ng hazardous waste mula sa iyong facility papunta sa ibang approved treatment storage disposal facility. Dapat ang PCO ang magsiguro na mayroong permit to transport. Ano mang dinidispose, nilalabas mo na waste sa inyong facility, dapat mayroong permit to transport. At dapat magkakaroon ka din ng certificate of treatment kapag nadala mo na ito sa TSD. Patunay na yung hazardous waste na ginang non-hazardous, pwede na siyang i-dispose. So, mahalaga ang permit to transport na yan. Number 6 and number 7, sa duty and responsibilities ng isang accredited PCO, ensure that transport vehicles are properly operated and maintained. Ensure that the hazardous waste treatment, storage, and disposal facilities are properly operated and maintained. Now, in number 8, kapag ang isang PCO handling a project issued with an environmental compliance certificate, kailangan niyang i-monitor ang compliance ng project sa condition ng ECC. Kailangan ma-implement yung mga commitments na nakasulat sa environmental management and environmental monitoring plan. Yan yung mga kailangan gawin ng isang accredited PCO. Number 9, number 10, kailangan nagmo-monitor ka ng mga pollution source and control facilities, ng kanilang mga emissions, ng kanilang mga discharges. Dapat pumapasa ito sa mga standards set by DNR for water and air. Sa pagmo-monitor, hindi pwedeng visual lang. Kailangan meron kang ka-tie up na DNR accredited environmental laboratory na mag-a-analyze ng sample at yung result of analysis magsasabi kung pumapasa ba sa standard. Hindi pwedeng sa'yo manggaling. So, the PCO, when it comes to monitoring, shall be in coordination with the accredited laboratory, external laboratory. Yan yung importante doon. At yung result of analysis, yung data, kailangang isubmit sa EMB Regional Office, part ng self-monitoring report. Ganun din sa mga ginagamit ng mga chemicals. In item number 11 and 12, kailangan nagkakaroon ng monitoring ng paggamit, lalong-lalo ang mga generation ng solid and hazardous waste. At yung data niyan, kailangan i-submit din sa EMB as part of the self-monitoring report. So, number 13, sabi dito, promptly submit compliance monitoring report and self-monitoring report. Isa yan sa critical na duty ng isang PCO. The report, duly accomplished and signed by the PCOs, approved and certified correct by the managing head, and notarized. In some cases, mayroong mga environmental incident as indicated in section 10, item number 14 and 15. Ano to? Mga breakdown of pollution source and control facility or monitoring instrument. Nasira, lalong-lalo yung ating control devices, control facility, na nagsisiguro na hindi maapektuhan ng ating environment, yung pa nasira. So, kailangan i-report ang mga bagay na ito. So, ito ay mahalaga sa atin lahat.